Hey guys, this is DK Spencer. So, I want to give you guys a little bit of advice on some epoxy resin ammo making and kind of also to update y'all on where we're at with it. So, basically, we thought the hard part was, getting the shape and, getting that shape to translate into something we could make and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, that was not the hard part. We actually got really lucky and nailed all that stuff. We nailed the two main things that we were worried about right off the gate. But what we did not count on was the properties of the epoxy in relation to the color and size of something this small, that size matters this much. And size, it do matter. So, I got a shirt that says so. So anyway, you've got a ball bearing in the top of these things, okay? What we were finding out was that we would get these out, and the difference between cured and not cured, sometimes you can't hardly tell. Now, you'll read on the internet and it says if you can scratch it with your thumbnail. Well, that's fantastic. And literally, so something you guys might not know about our ammo. And these, where we're still, trying to get everything straight and everything, these have probably been sent through barrels and stuff probably 7-8 times each. So, but any ammo that we sell is going to be sized through barrels. It's not that we make a mold and, pump them out and hope for the best. Every single thing before it goes out of here has to be, the size has to be checked on it. And the reason for that is what I'm telling you. So, what we found is that depending on what kind of ink you use or what kind of pigment you use, the curing time can be changed drastically or even stopped. So, and that was the thing. So some of the black ones, which is what we found out we were having issues on, depending on how much of the ink she used, or the pigment she used, or which kind of pigment, some of these cured just like everything else. Some of these cured exceptionally slow, and some of these have never cured. So the thing of it was, we've got literally thousands of these things, and we would, run every single one of these through barrels and size them. And the way we're bore matching stuff is literally putting it through the barrel we're bore matching it to and making sure it's exactly the right size it should be for that barrel. And the right size would be, the no real friction, but no loss of seal either, the perfect size basically. So we're, manually checking the bore match on every single one of these, right? So the problem was, we would check that and have everything the way we wanted it, and then the next day things would change. So like I say, we found out what was going on. It was related to the epoxy, the pigments, and everything like that. So, and I'm telling you guys all this. This is my wife's gig, but I'm just telling you this because she's still sleeping with the baby, and whatever. But she is gonna make some videos soon, I promise. So, what I found out was that we could get one of these, a durometer. So if you guys get one, make sure you get the D. You want the D style, which that's the different hardness. So there's like 3 different hardnesses, and I think it's like A, C, and D. So you want to type D, and that's the one with the little needle. All right. So what you do is you turn the thing on, and you're gonna basically push that needle into the epoxy until it's flush, and it will give you a reading. All right, so what we found was that we were getting between 50s and 70s on stuff that was good. So then we were getting 20s and 30s on some stuff. And those were the things that you could actually, if you put in your mouth and bit, you could actually, change the shape of them. That is not what you want in this kind of stuff. Now, to go through every single one of these and try to figure that out with your thumbnail, and we tried, but you can't tell enough. You can't tell the difference between almost and good. You can tell not cured versus cured, but you can't tell almost versus not quite, and blah blah blah, and it makes a difference. So like I was saying, if you're sitting here, you got all this weight in the top, right? Your ball bearings here. Let's say this isn't completely cured, and you got it sitting like that. So all your weight's at the top, so it's essentially pushing down and flattening it, which makes it expand, right? So that's what was happening, because we were rowing them all up like that. So the ones that were slightly not cured were expanding. and my theory is related, more to the weight of the ball bearing. I think they would expand or change anyway, regardless. But I think if you have them sitting tip up with a heavy ball bearing, that's gonna, make it more in that direction. And that's what we were seeing. So stuff was basically getting bigger. Some of the stuff was getting bigger. So anyway, now we got the durometer. So now that we've went through all these and found out what the deal is, we kind of know, what to do, what not to do, and how to tell if what we did worked or whatever. So now while I go work all day out of town, Brenda's going to be sorting through all this so we can send everybody their ammo. Now, another thing, and I have taken on some extra job responsibilities in the last little bit. So I have kind of been out of town and getting in late and, more than usual. So I'm a little behind, but I will have everybody's stuff out this weekend that hasn't been out yet, including ammo. But bear with me. I promise it's worth it. Okay, so now to do a quick update on this puppy that should have already been out of here, but I was packing this thing up and I don't even know why I checked. But actually, when I was tuning this one, I'm hoping I can get this video up of this. This one tuned different than anything I've tuned. And what I mean by that, I hit 50 on a lower tank before the screw was turned even close all the way up. Which I was like, oh, cool, yeah. So then I go to turn it a little bit more, and I kind of get diminishing returns, basically. So, I turn it back and mess with it and get it where I want it, whatever. So, I'm all happy with that, blah, blah, blah. So, getting ready to put it in the box. And for some reason, I don't even know why, but thank God I did. I was like, I'm going to turn it down a little and just see, see where we're at and mess with it a little bit. So, I go to mess with the regulator a little bit. And when I go to turn it, it won't move. And I'm like, oh, great. So I get to messing with it, and basically the regulator that was on it, which, like I say, it acted funny. It was hitting way harder than it should have been, way before it should have. But then then nothing, it didn't really change as you go past that. So anyway, it is completely you cannot turn it. It's completely, which I know how to fix it. It's not a problem, but I'm not going to fix it and put it back in this one. So I'm putting this regulator, which is out of this one, which is brand new. This one hadn't even had a mil sig put in it yet. But so I'm popping the brand new regulator out of it, putting it on this one, and testing it to make sure everything's good and shipping it out. And by the way, so two things. First of all, watch Less Lethal for Dummies, okay? And Eric, if you want, I'm getting ready to leave for out of town. I'll be back tonight or late this evening, and can take care of whatever. But if you want me to bypass, if you want to do a bypass, we can do that, or I can just put you a new regulator if you want to, do the adjustment. Watch Less Lethal for Dummies if you're curious about the bypass. See what's up with that. If you want me to do that, I'll do it. I've not done one, but I mean, I can do it. Don't worry. But if not, I'm gonna put you a new regulator there. We'll test it and everything. I love this one. It's gonna be so cool. I did some more stuff on it. So, yeah, I just haven't had time to show y'all yet. Or put it back together yet either. So, all right. So anyway, this little puppy's sweet, man. I really like it. It is just such a good look. I'm gonna have to do one with the OD green now, and just because, yeah, I really like it. Yeah, good times. All right, so. There's all that. It's sighted in, all that stuff. Hopefully, throwing that on there and shooting it, yeah. But, this time of the morning, I'm probably not going to shoot a 50 joule 6-inch barrel VKS with a baby and a redhead in the house. All right, and then I want to say something about these two. I switched it up a touch. So, put the MCS on the DKS Pro and put the Donkey on the VKS Pro. And that way, So the Donkey works. So if you have a VKS Pro, if you get a VKS Pro and you buy one of our barrels, the 685 smooth bore threaded tip, that you can get from DKSpencerCustomKinetics.com and MercilessLethal.com. You can put one of the Raging Donkeys from MCS on it, and it's like a perfect fit. Look at that. Sweet, sweet. And it actually, you know, supposed to make them louder too, so potentially more intimidating. Anthony, you might like one of those. Actually, that might be cool. I'm gonna take one of these with me today. That's what's good. I'm gonna stick one of these in my front floorboard today. Why not? I'm going out of town. Might as well. That'd be fun. Something might happen. Yay! Maybe I'll take that. Be like, somebody be like, give me your money. And be like, nah, break yourself. And they're like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a Joker pistol. Break yourself, fool. Now, let me show you my disappointment with the friggin' Pentagon. I used the leg strap attachment, which basically makes you a belt loop, right? Kind of along those lines, right? One day, I wore it one friggin' day. And I'm talking one day of medical work, not one day in a jungle or something. Yeah, I wore this around, but I had it concealed. But anyway, but I just wanted to see, like, to wear it a whole work day. And that's what happened. So I guess this part of the sheath's still good, but Sog, you still kind of sucking hind tit on a perfect sheath. But I do like the knives. For when all else fails. Come on, admit it. It looks cooler than it sounds like it would look, don't it? I was like, I'm a brown and clear, and I don't know. No, wait, that is kind of cute. Maybe. You tell me. All right. Now, since you stuck around, here's the other advice. If you are sizing these things, if you use a ball gauge, you're probably going to find out that you're not doing too well. If you really want to get your bore matching right, literally use the barrels that are going to be used or freak inserts that, where you know what size, and then that allows you to, size them a little more effectively. Now, what we were also trying, and why I have so many of these, was to take some of the ones that were still soft and put them in these to kind of resize them to the size we wanted. But so far we're finding that the ones that weren't hard weren't really getting hard, so it didn't matter, and whatever. So worked on some, but not enough to make it a actual method. So anywho, there you go. Don't trust the because that was a big thing. We were using the ball gauges, and we found out that they're just not. Number one, they're not. You're not passing through enough. You could get lucky passing it through one because they're thin or whatever. And this, it has to be the right size to go all the way through one of those. You can squeeze something through a ball gauge that ain't really the right size pretty easy. But yeah, anyway, there you go. And we found that a lot of them are just not the right sizes either. So yeah, good times. And we are going to have this stuff and everything posted up. We were trying to just get a little bit ahead and make sure everything's good before we, put anything out there. So I'm guaranteeing that I think I know who wants this right here. I better put this away. Dave. Okay, well, this has been me. Gosh, did I really talk that long about nothing? Huh. Good times.